Listen, shit gets real when realities collide, right? So whose reality do you believe in? Why? That's really an important question for me right now. It's a grounding question. It's a present question. It's an orientating question to help us understand that what we are facing right now, individually, collectively, globally, through these nation states, is something that is requiring us to believe ourselves, to believe our experiences. And in order to do that, you got to be in your body. You got to believe your body. You got to let that body talk so that that knowing can set aside that logic, that conditioning of the mind that tells you to keep going, that tells you that it will somehow get better if, when, then, who, wherever, whatever the hell that you are telling yourself. When you believe your reality, because realities are colliding, and the definition of living in life given to us by these nation states does not actually afford us living in life, that is when you realize that it is your responsibility, it is our responsibility to save ourselves. But what does that mean? See, what does it mean to save? Who are we saving? What are we saving and why? You got to go back to then what is the reality? And what are you trying to grow? What are you trying to dream? What are you trying to create so that the future, those who come after us actually can have the chance to define and then enact what they believe living in life is? I talk a lot more about this on my Patreon, as well as my podcast and the different services I offer on my website. So if you want to learn more with me, if you want to support the education that I provide, and you also want to dream with me, because I got all kinds of things that I'm doing on my Patreon, go ahead and check out the place in my bio. You know where to go. So in this present moment, as we are seeing the rise of the far right, we're seeing it in the European elections. We've been seeing it in the US, y'all. Okay, I know Project 2025 is coming, okay? And the foundations of it are already here. Saying those two things together is not somehow at odds with one another. It is not me saying don't vote for somebody in favor of somebody else. It is saying the reality is this. There's an inevitability in any Western nation state built upon a racial capitalist system for them to revert back to what they know, which is a monarchical, top-down authoritarian rule, because the economic system was never sustainable. It was never meant for life. It was meant for destruction and death that got couched as life. So now that we're on this time loop, this Pluto and Aquarius 250-year cycle, we are now being looped back to the reality of what is. And the reality is this. Our definitions of living in life that was required for us to be able to even be in these states does not afford us living in life from these states. So whose reality do you believe in? Why? And if you believe your reality, then what do you do differently moving forward?